On June 13, 2026, the United States Southern Command executed a swift and lethal kinetic strike. The operation was precise, resulting in the elimination of a high-value target with no American casualties. That target was Hector Guerrero Flores, known across the criminal underworld as Nino Guerrero, a label that moves the group into the same legal category as international insurgencies. The gang manages migration routes from South America to the U.S. border, running human smuggling rings and extorting migrants for passage. Their footprint has expanded into major American cities, linking them to a spike in violent crime and human trafficking. But the strike didn't happen in isolation. Simultaneously, American diplomats were finalizing an 80% complete nuclear deal with Iran, an agreement designed to dismantle their enrichment program in exchange for sanctions relief. This creates a glaring strategic puzzle. Why would the U.S. launch a unilateral military assassination in South America at the exact moment it is trying to secure a delicate peace agreement in the Middle East? The administration utilized a specific legal mechanism. By labeling a criminal gang as a foreign terrorist organization, they gained the authority to use lethal military force without needing a new act of Congress. The strike required the U.S. to operate within Venezuelan territory without seeking permission or notifying their government, effectively treating the gang as an enemy combatant regardless of borders. For Nicolas Maduro, the message is undeniable. The U.S. is signaling that Venezuelan sovereignty is no longer a barrier to eliminating threats to American security. This legal shift establishes a new precedent. It suggests that once a criminal network is redefined as a terrorist entity, the region where they operate can be treated as a military theater for preemptive strikes. On the other side of the world, the Iran deal is a massive undertaking. It aims to dismantle nuclear facilities and clear out stockpiles of enriched uranium in exchange for lifting the sanctions that have crippled the Iranian economy. These two events, the strike in Venezuela and the negotiations in the Middle East, are linked by the peace through strength doctrine. The administration's logic is that a demonstration of lethal resolve in the West clarifies the stakes for negotiators in the East. It is a way of proving that the U.S. is willing to take decisive action while diplomacy is still on the table. Within this framework, kinetic action becomes a form of communication. It signals that military power used against Tren de Aragua is ready if the nuclear deal fails. The U.S. will manage multiple threats at once, without waiting for international consensus. In this new strategy, targeted strikes have moved from a last resort to a primary tool for creating leverage during high-stakes international negotiations. The immediate outcome of the strike is the potential disruption of smuggling routes. With their leader removed, the gang's ability to extort migrants and control the flow of people at the border could be severely weakened. However, there is a risk of short-term retaliation. Tren de Aragua cells already operating within U.S. cities may react to the leadership vacuum with increased violence, fighting for control. The second impact is economic. If the diplomatic pressure on Iran succeeds in stabilizing the Middle East, it would allow more oil into the global market. A stabilized oil supply leads to lower gas prices and reduced shipping costs, which acts as a primary driver in lowering domestic inflation for American consumers. This pattern of behavior reveals a shift in foreign policy. The administration is prioritizing rapid, unilateral military action and direct pressure over the multi-year timelines and consensus building of traditional diplomacy. The question remains whether this concurrent use of lethal force and negotiation is a sustainable path to peace, or if it places the U.S. at risk of a major escalation. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and for a full breakdown of the Iran deal, make sure to subscribe.